Hi there, I'm Scott Lowe with ActualTech Media, and thank you for joining us for this RoadCast video. I'm here today at Elastifile headquarters, where I'm joined by Andy Fenselau, who is the Chief Marketing Officer for the company.
Hey, Scott.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming.
So tell us a little about Elastifile. What's been happening in the world of Elastifile?
Well, we have had some wonderful growth, a lot of market momentum, a lot of customers, some good new funding. We are definitely hitting our stride.
One of the things you've been talking about is this idea of the cross-cloud data fabric. Give us the 30,000-foot view of what this looks like for a customer.
Yeah, you got it. We are very purposely trying to change the vocabulary that all of us have been living with for the last 20 years, the storage, the S-word vocabulary. And in fact, if you think about how customers really want to evolve their data management, their business processes, and their users around that data, it's very different than the very siloed approach of traditional storage. And whether that's an array silo or a hyperconverged infrastructure appliance silo, or even a cloud silo where everything in AWS, it's still its own island. So the idea is let's open it up, and that's of course a data fabric, and we're not the only ones using this term, but it's a term that I think its time has come. Mm-hmm. So it's about extending beyond the individual silos. For us, it means a true global namespace across multiple sites and multiple clouds. And it's about giving users a very native way to manage their data instantly on demand, regardless of where it sits, and to put it in the most appropriate place as active data. For us, that's an all-flash distributed scale-out software-defined file system, mm-hmm. or inactive data in an object here. Could be on-prem object or could be cloud object like S3 buckets in Amazon, but managing all that together in an integrative, totally transparent way. That's the cross-cloud data fabric. So
tell me about an example, how a specific use case for how a customer may be able to leverage Elastifile's cross-cloud data fabric in production.
Right on. And this is actually one of the most interesting parts is not only are we helping customers do all the old stuff that they're used to doing, help me get a high performance NAS infrastructure for my big data or my big database workload, but it's actually helping them enable really new hybrid cloud workloads that are fundamentally about business competitiveness and business process agility. So one of my favorite examples is a customer of ours that is, it's one of the global leaders for semiconductors. And they do a lot of electronic design automation, things like Cadence, Synopsys, and a whole bunch of their own custom apps. And the challenge with EDA is you have to buy the infrastructure to hit your peak demand, mm-hmm. which usually is the big tape out time, and you've got lots of simulations, but you may only use that infrastructure 1 or 2 months a year. So it's an incredibly expensive way. These guys would love to do true cloud bursting, and they've been trying for the last couple of years to get cloud bursting. Initially it was with some of the sort of traditional gateway products like StoreSimple or Avere, but that wasn't working in terms of where the data was versus, which was still on-prem versus where the applications were, which was in the cloud, wasn't working. They also tried the native cloud file system EFS for Amazon. Didn't scale, didn't deliver the SLAs that they needed. So we've been able to help them do true dynamic hybrid cloud bursting. They don't have to change any of the apps. They're, Cadence Xcelium for simulations. It's NFS POSIX compliant. They run it on-prem with us or not with us. Burst it to the cloud using our Cloud Connect capability. Totally efficient, great space reduction, simple sort of file system snapshot-based shipping, compressed, deduped. It's now in the cloud object tier, and when they want to activate it for the cloud bursting, boom, it's there. You just check it in, you check out the data, and it runs on us at whatever scale they need natively in Amazon or the other clouds.
Another term I've heard you use is this collaborative hybrid cloud workflow. I assume there's something to do with collaboration there.
Yeah, this is another example, which is a really new category of hybrid cloud workflow that customers have desperately wanted. Again, until now, hybrid cloud was a really static, tiered sort of approach. You have certain data that you put on-prem, certain data that you put in the cloud for DR, archive, or backup, or whatever. And you have certain applications that you also statically tier. Some examples, another customer is a big genomics institute, and they have these massive, the genomics analysis toolkit, GATK, sort of critical, very, very high performance intensive workflow, and they have partners all over the world that they also want to be able to do collaborative genomics sequence analysis and tests And of course, the best way to do that is natively in the cloud.
Right.
They haven't been able to do that because, again, that GATK was hard to refactor for the native in-cloud deployments, and they couldn't share it with their partners. Again, with us, it's very simple. Burst it to the cloud the same way that EDA semiconductor customer does. But now it's in the cloud. Other partners can take their genomics, drop it into the same object storage tier, and then hydrate it or activate that data into a multi-source data analysis, and again, with amazing performance at this big cloud scale, and then turn it all off when they're done. So it's a very cost-effective way as well.
Very cool. Andy, thank you so much for that update on what's happening with Elastifile.
Okay, thank you.
And thank you to our audience for watching.